in with some new releases as well as the sale going on until December 31st. So check that out on the website. Also check out the new releases on this tab here. One of the two that have come out for the end of 2025, this one's from Maciej Torbe from Poland. This is actually the Tiny Tot. So this is going to be the A1 and A2. So check out that G10 scaling. This one is going to be with a 10CR15 MOV, which is equivalent to VG10. So you see his logo right there for Torbe knives. This is going to be the A1, and you also have the A2. So this is the A2 here. So titanium nitride coating is what we've been using on the blades and hold up really well for coating. You have B1 and B2, and then you also still get the same type of sheath that you had on the Canary. So that's where if you're out in the field and you want to change locations, that's where you have this same type of clip. You can move it over, it locks in there, but it would be able to change without actually having to take out hardware and move around with it. And both of these are going to be under $100. So a really nice setup for it. I have a large hand, and then that's going to be how it sits. Do have some jimping up here on the spine as well. So good high flat grind on it. Then you have C1, C2. So this is going to be for this setup. So you just have the different handle material there for color, as well as matching the Kydex sheath. That's going to be the C1, and this is going to be the C2. So definitely have a lot that's out there to be able to fulfill what you're looking for. A great place for your lanyard as well. And adding to the bloodline of the QSP Penguin, we do have the Baby Penguin. So that's going to be the inside the pocket one for an EDC fixed blade. So a lot of times you would want to have the durability of a fixed blade, but you want to carry it in your pocket. So that's the way to do it. And it actually does have the sheath in there as well as the knife. And I'll show you all the different variants here. So it's going to be the A1 and A2, so you do get a different sheath color for it for the leather, and this is going to be one that you actually can see the Baby Penguin really well. So inside the scale, so the little thing that's going to be in there is going to be that little Baby Penguin silhouette. So that's one thing that you get nice on that, and it's also going to be on the other one. So if you ever take off your scales on the more premium ones or the ones with carbon fiber, you're still going to have that little Baby Penguin there. So that's going to be the A1 and A2. This is going to be the acrylic version. You may not see it on the Viper, but this is going to be the acrylic tortoise shell pattern. So this is going to be for the B1 and B2. So you're going to have this one here. So different patterns for it for each one of them. So if you even had a buddy that had the same one, you can have a different pattern on it. That's going to be the B1 and the B2. And there's a new material now that you don't see on other platforms or other brands very often. So there's one thing about QSP is we bring out a lot of different handle materials and different things that maybe you haven't seen before or the industry hasn't seen before. There's going to be the C1 and C2. So there's going to be a G10 with copper foil in it. So that's the clear G10. That's the C1 and the C2. So you have the copper one. This is going to be the one with aluminum. So first one is going to be the D1. And you have the other one is the D2. And one thing nice about these sheaths are actually they're ambidextrous. So no matter where you put it, you'll be able to put the knife in either way. So if you have the other one, you can definitely put it that way. So it really depends on how you want to carry the knife. And that's going to be the D1 and D2. So by request, we had the purple requested, so we brought these out. This is going to be the E1 and E2, and if you check out the carbon fiber on these guys, it has a lot more depth in the shred carbon fiber. So you kind of have that purple floating in there. It's a really nice look to it. And that's going to be the E1, and this is going to be the E2 variant. So still same type of thing with this, but then you're going to have just a different pattern on each one of them. And F1, F2, as you saw at the beginning of the video, now we have some that actually do have a glow to it. So this is going to be the one that's a UV reactive, and so this is the one that is available here. So that's going to be that blue. So F1, then you have that F2. The Nebula is one that actually has a fully polished body and blade, and this one actually does come with a lot of the natural materials that have been becoming very popular for us. For this one's going to be the mother of pearl style, and so it's going to be a real shell in between two pieces of acrylic, so it's kind of sandwiched together. So you have the acrylic, basically a shell, and an acrylic on the back side of it to sandwich it in there. And so that's going to be the letter A on the Nebula. B is going to be a stabilized wood, and also, if you hadn't noticed before, even on the pivot, it does have a little pop of material on that one. So that's going to be a fully polished blade, 14C28N, as well as that stabilized wood. So it's going to have a different pattern to it, and also it's a lot of great colors. The 168C, there's going to have the same type of shred that's going to have a lot of depth to it. So if you look in there, there's going to have the blue in there, also that accent point, and then that place for the lanyard if you want to run the lanyard as well. And then these do have, we do have on the website as a separate purchase. So if you did want to pick up a slip, then you can pick up a slip separately. 2 different colors available. These also do have pocket clips for it, so you can have this in your pocket so you don't get scratched up with your keys or anything. And any of the larger knives, doesn't need to be a QSP knife. Now you do have the larger variants too, so that's going to be the A and the B. So you have different colors there. Also has the pocket clip on those. Letter D brings out another natural material. This is actually a dyed ox bone, so that's going to be an orange colored ox bone. So that's going to be a very nice thing for it as far as bringing some of those classic elements now to something that's more modern as well. So that's going to be, that one is going to be the 168D. Last colorway is going to be an acrylic with a brass and copper. So same type of thing that we're doing with some of those clear G10s, but this has the brass or copper weave in there, so it adds nice colors to it, and also will be unique for each knife. As we're getting into glow materials, we do have that one that was the Baby Penguin with that type of shred glow. This is going to be the same type of thing with the green, and also this one with the blue. This is going to be for the Canary, so the Canary neck knife. So you can still use a hardware for this, so if you do have any hardware that you want to drop into this one, it would be able to be used for this setup. And so it does have Damascus. This is going to be the letter M and letter L. So both Damascus blades, it's going to be a stainless Damascus as well, so it's going to be a little bit easier to take care of, but that's going to be the L, and the other one's the M. As you see the penguin hanging out here, now there's going to be the penguin with the penguin. So available on the website, and also if you do make a purchase for the holiday, he is free with any $100 or more purchase. We also do have these. They're really intense for the glow on these guys. So you're going to have a great effect on it. So even at nighttime, you're going to be able to see it. And there's going to be the 2 variants here. That's going to be the K1 and K2, 14C28N. So that's that one there. Then the K2 is going to be the black blade. Also still with the Canaries, you still get this type of milling on the spine, which adds a little bit of texture to it, and also just a great style. And putting that little cherry on top, now we do have the Glyde Lock Penguin. This was the winner for the Best Buy for the Atlanta Blade Show. And so we did add a little bit different for it. This is going to be the glow material, same as the other one, so really intense for the glow, even without adding the light for it. So if you just turned off the lights, you actually have a glow for the material as well. But that's going to be for this one here. So it's going to be the standard blade for the H1. Then you have the H2, which is going to be the black stonewash. So still with the Glyde Lock system for us, so nice release for it. So in the proper direction when you're actually pulling back on that, there'll be a nice setup. And that's going to be a great product for the Glyde Lock Penguin. That rounds our 2025 fourth quarter release. We're doing every quarter, we're releasing new models, so check those things out as we go. Check out the penguins on the website, and also see you guys at any of the shows. Hopefully you guys have a great holiday, and see you guys next year.